said too, like Jacoby.
We're about to go live. We're about.
Yeah.
What is he saying?
What?
I don't fucking care what Twitch thinks.
What's up?
Twitch said that shit was not. I don't give a shit. Wait a second.
The Raider way, or the Raider tenets of commitment to excellence, just win, baby. Once a Raider, always a Raider.
Secondary to the 23-yard.
You are now about to witness the strength of street knowledge.
Raider Nation, stand up.
Straight out of Compton, crazy motherfucker named Ice Cube. From the gang called niggas with attitude. When I'm caught,
This is safety. The safety by Crosby.
you too, boy, if you fuck with me. The police are gonna have to come and get me off your ass. That's how I'm going out. For the punk motherfuckers that's showing out.
Intercepted. Good night.
Going off on the motherfucker like that. With a gat that's pointed at your ass.
What's up? Tell them where you're from.
Straight out of Compton. Another crazy ass.
Folks, how are you? Welcome inside Allegiant Stadium to Sunday Night Football and the home opener for the Las Vegas.
Hey, real quick, just stay where you are. You don't need to move. Hey, we talked about a fucking blank piece of paper. First half's over. You know what I'm saying, right? This is going through that same mentality, that same energy, the same focus, attention to details, and listen, all gas, no brakes.
looking downfield for Devontae Adams. He's got it. Touchdown.
The number you have dialed is not available at present. Please leave your message after the beep.
Yeah, trendsetter. Whoa, league of my own, it don't get better. No.
It's cool when they do it. It's the problem when we do it.
Yeah, hit it dead center. Hit it dead center. Bullseye, hit it the most, is no misses. Something like fish in a barrel, it's no different. Blindfold on me, I still got the most vision. Trendsetter told them before, but they don't listen. Better, bring a better bad because I'm bigger, better. Solo, single, selling several shows at every single second. Peter Piper, pick the pack of pickle peppers. Time to came and crush the competition, hope they get the message. Look, living it fast, spinning my M in the bag. I never go slow, thinking I'll crash. End up a thing in the past, they know I won't though. Big fish catching me, they gon' need a bigger boat. Ironic how the world stops when I spin a globe.
Since Tay knows history, Tay's really good at history. He said last week we was on the wrong side. Well, this week, goddammit, we're on the right side. 63 points, franchise goddamn record.
Salute Raider Nation. Appreciate you all showing up tonight, man. Salute to the mods in the chat. Salute to the chat. Salute to everybody here on the panel. Salute to Ozzy, Rudy, and Brandon, man. Brandon's with Black and Silver Blitz Instagram. So if you guys ain't following him already, head over there, give him a follow. He's starting out. He's got a lot of good content on there. He's already been on a few shows with other people. Like I said, from what I've seen, he's been talking a lot of good football. So, like I said, hopefully you can get another good episode out of him tonight. And if you want to give a shout out, you're more than welcome to. And so is everybody else. If you want to give a shout out, Brandon, you're more than welcome to give a shout out, man.
Hey, I just want to give a shout out to Lehigh Valley Raiders Booster Club, man. That's the local booster club where I'm at.
Nice,
and
nice.
I just got promoted to the vice president of the booster club. So any East Coast game, let me know.
Sorry,
Heck
Brandon.
yeah, that's
Sorry, guys.
badass.
Can you guys hear me now? Sorry, my headset was
Yeah,
fucked up.
Yeah.
Oh, good. Yeah, shout out to everyone. Shout out, Brandon. Thanks for coming on the show.
Yeah, anytime.
Heck no, appreciate it, man. You want to give a shout out, Rudy?
Yeah, shout out for Palmer, Alaska. I will be returning back to Hanford, California, June 4th.
Nice, nice. Ozzy, you have anything you want to add, or?
No, I'm all good, bro.
All right, well, shoot, we'll just hop into it. So, basically, I've been reading through a bunch of articles and came across a post here. I can't remember who wrote this, which I can look it up here in a little bit, but it's kind of something that I was thinking about a year ago. So basically, the article was, should the Raiders trade for Hendon Hooker? And basically, the article was talking about the fact that you have the facts that what's his name, Jared Goff was able to get extended, which is now going to suffocate him behind him for the next 4 or 5 years. The things that I sit here and look at is basically where our team is and where we're at as a team is we have a lot of moving pieces around. We have a lot of new pieces that are coming, a lot of new pieces that are going to be going. And that's the truth. There's a lot of people that'll be here now and ain't going to be here later. In the past of our history, we've always brought in a lot of big names, a lot of people that's come from other organizations that were hot players and just fell off the face of the earth. And that's the reality of it. If we look at that every single time we bring somebody here, they're going to be the savior. They're going to be the next John Madden. They're going to be the next Rich Gannon. They're going to be this. They're going to be that. There's going to be a lot that's going to be added to that every single time that new players come and go. So the things that I think I look at is when last year when we were going to draft CJ Stroud or Bryce Young, but Josh McDaniels ends up fucking that up like always. So, long story short, I did say one of my targets was Hendon Hooker, and I did say that if we were to go back and watch the videos and look at the posts on my Instagram, Hendon Hooker's stats was worthy of first round pick. It was just the ACL tear that happened to him. He's mobile. He's got a great arm. The guy's got a lot of great tendencies to him, and we're going to watch a highlight of him. And then after we're done with that, then we can let everybody speak on it and go on. But there are a few things that I do want to bring up about him, which this is the things that you got to think about. At the end of the day, you have Aiden and you have Gardner. Now, I believe, just like I've told everybody, I do believe that Aiden will be the starter, and I'm not going to change from it regardless of who comes here or not, because I've always said every person's get acclimated to the system. Everybody's got to learn all together. The thing is, Aiden has the up because of the players. Everybody got to learn the system together. The only guy that ain't really learning the system is Devontae Adams because he's played in it before. So he has the thumb up. Now, I've said it. It's up to Devontae who his quarterback's going to be, who he wants to give the insight, who he wants to share that information with. So he can make it go any way you want. But the reality is at the end of the day, this is the things why I've always said I'm for the shield, not individual players, because I believe right now at the quarterback position, it's an open position. Anybody is up for game. And I've always said when I played the sport my whole life, if there was a dude talking shit during school or during things that said, hey, I'm going to take your spot or I'm going to be better than you, the things I always said was, well, I'll see you after school and you're going to have to take my spot. Nothing's going to be given to nobody, and you're not just going to take my shit. So it doesn't work like that. So I've always said, like, the things that I always felt about Derek Carr, what he lacked is the competition. Like, I always felt like people made it where it was secure, that it was his job. He never had to be pushed to go for, to be pushed to that next level. Well, this is the time you start pushing everybody. If Gardner is supposedly going to be something in his career, right now it'd be the time. It's an open market, man. If we trade for Hendon Hooker, it'd probably cost us a 3rd, 4th round pick. The dude is very mobile. He's got a great fucking arm. He's going to add a lot of tendencies here. And let's be real. If we're sitting here looking at Anthony Brown, like, oh, he's going to be our mobile quarterback and add anything here, Hendon Hooker way better. Say again.
It's not proven.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Aiden O'Connell he was in a couple, you know what I mean? He started how many games?
Yep, 11.
Yep. And so at the same time, a lot of people say too with Gardner Minshew, they want to talk about the contract issues too with the money, right?
Yeah.
But that's the money that he signed, right? That's backup money. That's not starting quarterback money.
I've said, if you look
that's
at
not starting quarterback money, you know what I mean?
If you look at Mariota just a few years ago, we paid him the exact same money. So to sit here
and what did he do? He played on what, 3rd down?
Yep.
And
he got shipped out right at the end. He didn't get to start. He got to start when Carr got hurt, and Carr was pissed and still came back. So, I mean, that's the whole thing. It doesn't matter how well Mariota played because Carr was always the starter. I've said, like, when you looked at what AP and when he said it during the presser, how people want to determine it about, oh, he's got first team snaps or listen, I've said this since last year. One, he put up 63 fucking points against the Chargers. He broke an NFL franchise. Well, he broke a Raider franchise record that's been sitting for fucking ever. And that's between every quarterback that's come and gone and the teams that's all been here. Say, no matter how bad the Chargers have been or the Broncos or anybody, they all laid down or not, they still never put up those many points. So to sit here.
So on that same breath, right? What happened the week before? He got shut out by the Vikings, right? And people were like, yo, this guy's a bum.
Yeah, that's what they were.
So the next week he came out and put up 63, right?
Yeah, and I've said that's the difference. Look at when people gave him the protection.
Terrible defense.
When people gave him the protection, Aiden showed he can dot up people and he can throw the ball and he can give a good deal. So this is how I feel. This is how I feel in life, period. You can see everybody knows how I roll. I'm always game for the best man up. I strongly believe in that mentality. I strongly believe that I don't give a fuck if your name's Devontae Adams, Max Crosby. The only way to stay the best and at the top is, one, for those players to always stay at the top of their game so that the dudes underneath them have to be to their level or better to take their job. And that's how you keep good and consistent teams. And that's how you make your organization great over the time span. It's not just being average like we've always been or settled for. You have to set a guideline and you need to make everybody play to that guideline. Do you think it's coincidence that Jacoby Myers is here and he's playing beyond phenomenal in the very first year, even switching from his guru coach Josh to fucking Bo Hardegree? He still had a great game the whole year. See, I've said the Raiders offer a different type of mystique when people do get here. It's just that what level do they want to take it to? And I think having AP and the way that everything's going right now, the people that come and go are going to be pushing themselves at a very high level because everybody around here is forcing them to do that. They're holding them accountable now. So if you're asking me, in my personal opinion, I believe that we should make the trade for Hendon Hooker. I believe that if we can get him for a 3rd or 4th round pick for next year, this is how I always believe. This is how I've always believed about draft picks. One, if we're in the draft, I don't want to trade none of my picks because we're here. We already scouted the players. We know who's here. We know what players are where. We know we can trade down, trade up. Like, I need those picks because I've scouted this team. The class, I don't fucking know really who's in next year's class right now. So to give up a 3rd round pick or 4th, I really have no loss for that pick because I don't know who the fuck's going to be in that 3rd or 4th. And if we give it for him and he comes in here and bumps Gardner, listen, it bumps Gardner. We clear up the fucking money. We get Hendon on a younger contract, and he still brings the same type of energy, you know? So all I've always said is if you're trying to be good, this is something that like I've said, I like Mayock in aspects, but he always said, if you're not doing your due diligence for your team, you're not doing the best for the organization. And that's what I strongly believe. Like, in order to keep shit good, is it goes from the top and it has to stay that way all the way across. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. And I mean, when people keep settling for, well, this guy did, hey, listen, I'm all about Aiden being there. It's his job. He's the starter and nobody's going to take it unless he gives it up, you know, and there's things where he feels, you know, that he's anxious about it because of the fact that he's never had to compete to a level at this level for that position, but he's about to taste it. And I've always said this is where greatness gets surfaced because you can sit there and say, just like he said, I can't say I'm gonna be great every day. I just got to find a happy medium between not being bad and not being great every day, and we'll find the best player in me. And I believe in that so much because I believe our team is not just a fucking superstar quarterback away. We have the offense. I agree. Defense. Let the quarterback just manage the fucking game. We can go run shit, win this shit, you know. So to me, I think that I would take the chance and I would let him come here. And if he's not the best, if Aiden beats him, he beats him, and that's competition. He's young, he's mobile as fuck, dude. I mean, he's gonna give you competition at that spot. And if I believe if Aiden, and this is something I'll stand true to about the Raiders have never been a mobile quarterback type team. They've always had a guy that can move in the backfield, throw downfield. So I strongly believe our system and the way that our custom is it would favor Aiden anyways. But the thing is Hendon's going to bring you that mobility, man. And we'll see some highlights of him here in a minute, but we'll let people speak on it real quick. But like I said, I think Hendon would give our team a whole different aspect, a whole different view. And again, I don't think he wants to stay there and be suffocated under the team like that. Right. So I do believe it'd be a good, easy get out. But long story short, Brendan, if you want to start off the topic or, you know, speak on it, Rudy and then Ozzy.
I'll speak on that because, like, so you say about Hendon Hooker, right? But at the same breath, he has no NFL experience. You know, we can say he's mobile. You know what I mean? Everybody said that about Bryce Young. He's mobile. He got an arm. You know what I mean? I think, honestly, what the Raiders did this year was, see, it's tough because I thought the Raiders were going to get, like, so the Falcons threw, because I think the Raiders honestly, I think the Raiders were going to get Michael Penix with that 13th pick. I really do. I thought the Raiders were going to get him. And then I heard AP said when Bowers was available, everybody, Telesco, AP, they were shocked that he was still there. I think that Anthony Brown, Gardner Minshew, and Aiden O'Connell, right? It's hard to say because, like, I like Aiden O'Connell because so everybody wants to talk about the money situation with Gardner Minshew, right? Everybody's like, man, we're gonna pay him what was his contract, like 24 million? What we give him
25 for 2 years, 12.5.
Yeah, that's backup money. That's not starting quarterback money in the league. So I think I believe that I want to see Aiden O'Connell win with an established offensive coordinator. So we have a 2 tight end set: Michael Mayer, Brock Bowers. We have Devontae, Jacoby Myers, Trey Tucker. We have Zamir White. I think personally, the Raiders they built in the draft around the team that whatever quarterback, Gardner Minshew, Aiden O'Connell, they don't have to do too much. I think they just have to be a game manager. I really do. I really believe that. And that's proven in the NFL right now. Like the Chiefs, obviously, yeah, they have Patrick Mahomes, right? Elite quarterback, whatever. We can talk about that. But at the end of the day, the Chiefs defense won them that Super Bowl. Right?
Yeah,
At the end of the
Brock,
day.
that's a game manager. Brock Purdy's a game manager. I mean,
That's
if
what I'm
he
saying.
didn't,
It's
if he
the
goes
same
to
exact
any other
system.
team,
You put Brock Purdy with the New York Giants. It's not going to work. It's not going to work. Because you know why?
Hell no.
Because Brock Purdy is surrounded with a good running back, 3 good wide receivers. They have George Kittle. They're surrounded with talent. So everybody here wants to just talk about, oh, Aiden O'Connell, he has stone feet, blah, blah, blah. That's called pocket presence. You know what I mean? That's you develop that. You know what I mean? I feel like Josh McDaniels was kind of like, we're going to go with Jimmy G because he's established, but he has injury, you know what I mean? Injury prone, whatever. But then when AP came in offense, right? And he was like, yo, we're going to roll with Aiden O'Connell. Why? Because he gives us his best chance to win. That's just how I feel about Aiden O'Connell. Like
He does. He has the most
that's what I'm saying. Like
consistency
me
with
personally,
the team.
I haven't seen enough of Aiden O'Connell with an established offensive coordinator. We have all the weapons around. There's if Aiden O'Connell this year, if he wins the starting job and Aiden O'Connell does not win the starting job, I will not be mad. But I'm still not going to be down on the team. You know what I mean? But I think Aiden O'Connell is, you know, he's working on the offseason. The AP said multiple times, yo, he's going to win start. It's his job to lose at the same time. So we'll see, man. We'll see.
That is facts.
I still have a lot of faith in Aiden O'Connell. I haven't seen enough of Aiden O'Connell where he was terrible. Like I've seen him live against Denver, and he was getting out of the pocket, throwing it to Devontae on his back foot, throwing it for a 25, 30-yard touchdown. I've seen it live. You know what I mean?
He is. He does great.
That's what I'm saying. It's just like,
And he's got good arm, dude. I mean, he's accurate. He's one of the most accurate
thing.
guys.
Like Raider Nation's
he was the second best quarterback in last year, dude. He had you sit there and look out at Bryce Young, all these dudes, regardless of how people want to talk about, oh, he's the second best. I don't give a fuck. Bryce Young was rated the first or second best quarterback. You have Will Levis. You have multiple people that was in that draft. I think he had what's his name? It wasn't Richardson, but it was Malik Hooker, or not Malik Hooker, but it was Malik.
It was Richardson. He was with the Colts.
Yeah, you had all kinds of people that came from there, man.
That's what I'm saying. So like everybody wants to sleep on Aiden O'Connell, but
yeah,
that's what I'm saying. I haven't seen enough of Aiden O'Connell.
It didn't matter that he was the second best. It's dumb how people want to look at it like that because they're just dumb.
Crazy, man. Like these Raiders fans, man. Like, and I'm not talking nothing. Like I love Raider fans. You know what I mean? It's just. Everybody's like,
I'll talk shit on some dumbass motherfuckers.
But
I don't
it's
care.
like, yo, we didn't draft Jaden Daniels, so now our season's done. You know what I mean? But when was the last time the Raiders honestly drafted best player in the draft?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I think Brock is going to add to this team massively. And I even spoke about it numerous times about why we want to take the quarterback. And I didn't say Brock was going to be the pick, but when you sit here and look at when you're trying to make your team better, more consistent all around, what gives you the best capability with a guy like Aiden back there, putting a dude like Brock back there just solidifies it, putting a dude like Powers on the line, and another, like I said, if Glaze,
you're building around it. You're building around the quarterback position.
You just popped off like a fucking super genius over years. And this is something like I want to speak about with Hendon. You know, like when you look at Hendon's numbers when he was with Virginia Tech and when he was with Tennessee, you know, this is the thing. Hendon Hooker was going to be a first round draft pick, top pick, dude, before the injury happened with his ACL. This dude put up crazy ass, ridiculous numbers, dude. 2,945 yards, 13 games, 31 touchdowns, 3 interceptions, man. I mean, come on, dude. That's fucking ridiculous. Then you look at the year that his final year in 2022 where he got injured. This was in 11 games right here. He pushed 3,135 yards, 27 touchdowns, and 2 interceptions. I mean, this dude, when it comes to him holding the ball and throwing it, this guy is very good at not throwing interceptions, man. And that shit matters in the NFL. You look at the division where he comes from in Tennessee, they're not a big team like Alabama and places that put up 50 some odd touchdowns. But if you look at this year where you're looking at 13 games averaging about 30, 35 touchdowns, you know, fuck, those are great numbers from Tennessee, man, in that division. And you're sitting here looking at his numbers. This is the way I look at it. I agree because I've said it the whole time. I strongly believe, everybody knows I believe that Aiden would be the starter. I've said it over and over and over. But I've also said, man, when you sit here and get comfortable, especially with like Derek Carr and things like that, we're not pushing people to the best that they can be. And that's what it's about, man. I've always said if we were just to take the name off the back of the jersey, you would just be paying attention to the player. And if you took away people's names, pick them for the position that they play, that's what it would be. I think what happens is people, and it's good, it's cool. I mean, that's why people have friends, and that's why they meet people and click with people, because there's certain people that they gel well with. And nobody's saying that's wrong. But the things that I say about football is listen, man, when I played it and I knew I was good enough to go to fucking the NFL. I knew I can play, dude, until I got injured. But it's all what ifs at these points. But I was prepared to know that, hey, man, if I make it there, it can be fucking 1 year, or it can be fucking 15 years. And the harder I work, the harder the easier it'll probably be. But I never thought at one fucking point, no matter how well I played, no matter what records I broke, no matter how hard I ran or what playing offense or defense, I never said one day did I wake up and say, yep, that shit's just mine. It's given to me. It's mine. It doesn't work like that. People that play the sport know that shit's not guaranteed, man. You have to play hard or someone's going to come in right behind you and take your shit, dude. That's what it's about. It ain't about, I've always said, you're just as good as the last game you played. That's it. Absolutely. When people come to me and tell me, like, look what that dude did last year, what's he doing this year? I don't fucking care about what he did last year. What the hell is he doing this year, dude? Like, that's the things that matter. Players fall off the face of the earth over 1 year. And that's why I said why I like Ziegler so fucking much, dude, because Ziegler can see shit just like that, man. I mean, Ziegler is phenomenal at player evaluation. He's seen when people were falling off the face of the earth, or how, you know, like, oh, this guy's got great talent, you know, like, that's all I say is like, these are things that make us better, and this is what makes us a better team. But when we get locked to an individual person, it gets real hard. Do I believe that when I look at the team, the evaluation, where people are, how I see it, do I believe Aiden is the 4-seat person? Yes, I strongly believe it. But there's nothing that would change my mind if we did go out and we traded for Hooker came in here and balled the fuck out. I'm not going to be like, yeah, bench him because I like Aiden. I'm going to be like, well, tough shit, Aiden. You had your chance. You lost it. He got it. I mean, that's how football played, man. And if we don't play the game that way, then we're just fucking hindering our team, dude. We got to do what's best for the team. That's what matters. And I mean, let's be real. If you're giving up a 3rd round pick right now, or a 4th round pick, to bring that kid here and let him fight for an open spot, which he's going to be hungry, dude. He don't want to sit behind dudes for the next fucking 5 years, nor does Aiden, nor does Gardner. It's going to be a fucking battle. And that's where that team's going to make it to the next level, is when that battle takes over. That's when we go to that next level. So to me, I'm all for it. I would do it in a heartbeat, dude. Like, I would do it in a heartbeat. You look at the shit this dude does. Look at his stats. Look what he breaks. I mean, the dude doesn't bring slouch numbers, slouch anything. So I've always said, I don't like seeing people be suffocated, and I don't want to see players in the NFL, you know, it by its reason it says not for long, but I believe everybody should have a fair chance before being ousted too. So if these 3 players come here you're giving them all fair competition, man. You're going to give them all a fair chance to fight. Gardner, Aiden, and Hendon, dude. And let's just be real. If Hendon battles it out and he's second, we get off the contract of Gardner for $25 million. So I don't think it would just be smart business all around. And let's be real. If Hendon doesn't work out, who gives a fuck? You move off him at the end of the year. We've given up higher draft picks, dude, for fucking less production. So it doesn't really matter, man. So all I'm saying is at the end of the day, everybody knows I believe Aiden will start, and everybody knows that I believe Aiden has the accuracy, he has the skill set. I've spoke on it 100 times. It's not going to change. But I've always said, dude, if you want to see what type of player Aiden can truly be, you have to push these people to the limit, man. There's a difference about being a novice player and a fucking experienced player. You don't get to be expert by playing novice people. You get to be expert by other expert people pushing you and seeing how great you can truly fucking be. That's why there's a Hall of Fame class. And that's why there's a not everybody else fucking class, you know, because they're not ever be in the Hall of Fame no matter how many fucking years they played. And they would be hoping for a story like Rudy in order to make it, you know, where in this reality, there's certain people like when Ray Lewis and them step presence on the foot, you know, Hall of Fame, going Hall of Fame. This dude gonna wreck people's life for the whole time he's here and he Hall of Fame. It's just like Max. It's just like Max. Max is the same way and so on. But either way, Rudy, how do you feel? How do you feel about it? Would you feel about it?
Hendon Hooker wouldn't be a bad thing. Having more competition would be good for Aiden O'Connell. I know that Gruden was doing that with Derek Carr and Marcus Mariota, like you were saying earlier. There's nothing wrong with that. The guy has like you're saying, he's a scrambling quarterback. You could also do is use him like Marcus Mariota on special plays too. So, you know, like on third downs where Aiden O'Connell's not comfortable, like it's third and short, and they'll use a much quicker mobile quarterback, you know, in this, and then they could put Aiden O'Connell as a wide receiver and play that weird play. They could do it that way if they want to. So he could be used on a few certain special plays and be a backup quarterback or a third string, more likely backup. I would say that this guy, yeah, like you were saying, that he had a messed up ACL and then he would have been a first round pick. So I've seen his size, 6'2", 6'3", 220 something pounds. He's a good size quarterback. He probably might even have a better arm than Aiden O'Connell. I don't know if he does or doesn't. But the quarterbacks that we had last year with Jeff Garcia, not Jeff Garcia, I mean with freaking Jimmy Garoppolo and Hoyer, those guys had weak ass arms. They were weak ass. And Aiden O'Connell, I wouldn't say he has a really strong arm. I think he's got a decent arm. The last quarterback we had a really strong, quick arm was Derek Carr. Sorry. But it's hard to find quarterbacks with I think with Aiden O'Connell, he's more of a game managing quarterback. But then again, if you think about game managing quarterbacks, you look at like Tom Brady, much as I don't like him, doesn't have a strong arm, not very accurate when it comes to man-to-man coverage, but he's very accurate when he has receivers running routes. And when they run routes, he doesn't have to throw the ball directly to him. He throws it and expects the receiver to get to that area. That's how he destroys man-to-man coverage, you know. And he also destroys zone coverages too. So it's about having a smart quarterback over than talent and accuracy. Accuracy just comes by making smart plays. That's the old Patriot way. And if you look at Brock Purdy, he's not a very accurate quarterback too. He's like the same thing as Aiden O'Connell. He has a really strong arm, but he's not accurate. But he's got talented receivers, and he throws the ball smart. So he doesn't do that. The only problem I have with Aiden O'Connell is this division, what it is. When you have Patrick Mahomes and Justin Herbert, those guys are a problem, though. And can he outplay them? And I don't think he can do that, even with the weapons he has. But if the defense can neutralize those guys, then he doesn't have to outplay them. Because the only quarterback that's ever outplayed these guys was Derek Carr. But we didn't have a good defense either. We had I think we had a suffocated defense, even under Gruden and Josh McDaniels. I think we just, weren't playing at our best. And, I think we have a much better defense than we've had in a long time. But to me, I'm more open-minded and everything. If we have to get this quarterback, more likely, I don't think we're going to get this quarterback. I think I've been hearing from Google News that the Giants might be trying to trade for him with the Detroit Lions because they actually need a quarterback themselves, and most likely they'll probably outbid us anyway if we really wanted to get him. But it would be an interesting move if we were to trade a third or fourth round pick to get Hendon Hooker. It would be very interesting.
Seeing that, you are right about that too, because that could entice people. All right, go to mom. It could entice other teams, like you just said, the Giants to bid on him too, which would raise up the asking price for him. So I mean, at the end of the day, you want to do what's best for the organization. You don't want to be giving up too much for him if you do go after him. But I'm telling you, I'd give a third round pick for him all day long. He could have been a first round pick if he didn't get the ACL tear. He has all the potential in the world. And again, we'll watch a highlight reel of him here in a minute. But the guy has all the potential in the world. And nobody's saying that just because we trade for him, he's going to come here and be the starter, man. Listen, at the end of the day, it's about having the two best players on the team that you can have for the cheapest price that give you the best capability of winning if one goes down. They're both young. They're both wanting to win. They both will have the energy to want to win. I'm not saying Gardner can't, dude, but if anybody watches Gardner, he's not a 17-game quarterback, and if that's what people are looking for, he's not going to be it, man. And I've always said I'm just going to keep it real, and I've said people may not agree with my opinion, but they can go back and watch the tape that I talk my shit on, and guess what? They didn't agree with me on those tapes either, and I've hit a lot of my shit right out of the park. It's not about talking about the team. It's not about talking about the team and being liked by everybody because of how they're being manipulated by it. I speak the truth about how I see it. That's the way I'm going to be about it, and that's how I'm always going to be about it. I like Gardner. There's nothing wrong with him, but this is the things that I get when people say, here, be quiet, be quiet. The things that I get when people bring them up is the first thing they bring up is a Napoleon Dynamite fucking deal of, oh, Uncle Rico and all that. Listen, I don't give a fuck about people like that. That's not what the sport is about. It's about people's fame or deals, just like Jimmy. I didn't give a fuck about Jimmy and the women or the bitches that are going to suck his dick at the whorehouse. Like, I don't care about that type of shit. Be quiet. So the things that when I look at it, it's not about what his production does off the field or who he is off the field. It's about what he does for this team when he suits up and plays on Sunday. I don't fucking care about what he owns or what he has or things like that. If I fucking tell you one more time, you're getting the fuck out of here. I don't care. Be quiet. So at the end of the day, it's about what people bring to the team. And that's the way we're supposed to be. That's how great organizations are ran. It's not about favoritism. Look at Tom Brady brought the Patriots, 6 fucking rings, and his time expired too. So it doesn't matter. Today's day comes to an end no matter what your name is, So I just say we got to keep it as real as possible when we got a guy like AP and the team that they're evaluating right now and bringing in. You got to keep it as real as possible, man, and that's just facts. It's just facts. You can't have friendships. It's just like I said about Josh Jacobs, everybody else like that. I said, hey, his time will fucking come, and it did come, dude. And just like I said, if he was for the Raiders, he would have taken a lesser contract. He didn't. He didn't give a fuck about the Raiders, like I told all these dudes all the time. And there's a bunch of YouTubers out here, especially one I can't fucking stand, that straight dick suck this fool. And I told him straight up, like I said, when you get personal relationships with grown-ass men, that's where it becomes a problem, Like, you can't do that. Everybody can be traded at any given time, and if anybody been a Raider fan and watched Al, you would know that already. So that for me, like I said, I just think we need to look at all options and give everybody a fair chance. Ozzy, you want to talk on it?
Yeah, man. So yeah, I kind of agree with what you guys are saying. Like, competition to me, like, iron sharpens iron, and competition always brings out the best in players. So if we gave up a third or fourth round pick for a Hendon Hooker, then yeah, I'd do that all day. I like Aiden. I've even put videos out there saying like Aiden is more mobile than people give him credit for. I put a video out recently on my IG about that, showing his 2022 Purdue highlights where he was scrambling out, rolling out, all that kind of shit in the pocket. That he is more mobile than people give him credit for, and that Bo Hardiger can't call plays for shit because me and Dustin were calling plays from the TV before they even ran that shit last year. So Bo, you cannot judge Aiden O'Connell on fucking Bo Hardiger's fucking play calling. Like, you can't do that. So I agree with the aspect of him having a fair shake though as well with the real OC. So I think having a battle between like Aiden, Hooker, and Gardner Minshew, like that's a good quarterback battle. I mean, that'll bring out the best in all three of them, I think. So like I'd be happy with Aiden or Hooker, to be honest. Like whoever's starting, whoever's playing the backup, like either one.
I've said at the end of the day, for me, I think it's about. That's why I've always said I don't like names, because I think it's about who plays the best ball when it comes time. You know what I mean? And look, until you get a guy's name like an Aaron Rodgers or Tom Brady or somebody that solidifies themselves in that spot, I think look, for instance, you got Devontae and Max, right? You're not going to ever be talking in contents of like someone's taking their job, right? Like, you know damn well that's Max's fucking job. And you know it's damn well it's fucking Devontae's job. So that's how I look at the quarterback position. Until there's a player that is earned or has that stature that is their job, it's open to anybody, man. It's open to any motherfucking dude out there. And if the Josh Jacobs deal didn't prove that, then people are just going to keep having that delusional mindset the whole entire time. And if Waller didn't prove it, if Derek Carr didn't prove it, and all these guys didn't prove it, dude, I mean, every one of them are gone, bro. They're not here. They're not part of the teams no more. People said they were never going and all. Yes, they will. They will go if people feel like that they can get something for them, or they're no longer justifying the need of the team. Now, for me, I've said it. I believe in Aiden. And I believe that he can get it done. But I've also said you got to go earn it too. I mean, it's just like I tell my kids, you got to earn what you're doing. Nothing's just going to be given to you in life, you know. So if we just sit here and assume that things will be given, we're never going to go nowhere. So the only thing I say when you watch this kid on tape, when you're looking at where people sit and talk about mobility or give you second options, things. This kid got great throw on the run capabilities. He's got great fucking running capabilities. He's a big-bodied guy, so he can get away from shit. There's nothing that sits here and say, when you got guys like this, he gives you most. Look at that. I mean, goddamn, Aiden's never going to do that. So that's the reality of it. And when you sit here and put players down side by side with each other, can Aiden throw the ball? Or this is the question I would ask. Can Hendon throw the ball every throw that Aiden can throw? If the answer is yes, then the next question would be, can Aiden run like fucking he can? And if the answer is no, well, then there's a clear distinct of who that player should be. So I've always said it's what brings the deal. Tom Brady, the problem is people couldn't compete with Tom Brady. And there's been plenty of quarterbacks, including Jimmy Garoppolo and Brisket and Burset and all these guys. There's been plenty of them to be there. And it didn't matter if you're mobile or things like that, because Tom was accurate and he was consistent as fuck. He knew the progressions through the team, just like Peyton Manning and so on. So like I said, if Aiden needs that job, then Aiden needs to have that some type of capability of that in the back of that backfield. He needs to command the team. When you have dudes like this that can go out there, why do you think they have Anthony Brown on the team? Why do you think they signed him to a reserve contract from last year? A guy that has mobility on him, like it's just straight facts.
Yep.
So that's all I'm saying. This dude would beat out Anthony just in a heartbeat easily. But like I said, Hendon would be a great option, man. And I'm not going to lie. I've just said, like, at the end of the day, when we look at salute, James, appreciate you, man. At the end of the day, this is how we got to look at it for the reality, right? Do we got a good defense? Fuck yeah, we do. The defense is coming together. I mean, look at the draft. Look at the players we picked up. Those are great adds to the defense, man. Like, our defense going to be looking nice as fuck next year or this year. Then look at the offense, man. The offense is nice as fuck too, dude. Listen, our team is literally stacked on both sides of the ball if we just want to be real about shit, dude. Like, we have a great stacked team. Give
I'll
us the
talk about
best
that in a minute.
capability at the quarterback to win. That's all I would say at this point, man. It's not about, oh, I don't like Aiden. Everybody knows I like Aiden. It's not about that, dude. I've said it. If Carr got beat out for the job, he got beat out for the job, dude. Like, I don't give a fucking dude. If Devontae shows up and he can't play no more, then his day's done too, you know? So if Aiden wants the job bad enough, he will find a fucking way to earn that spot. If Hendon Hooker comes here and plays like this, like, what the fuck? We're going to kill people. What Mahomes going to do to us? He can only throw the ball so much. This bitch going to run. It's the same thing on both sides of the ball. You see, like, that's the things we have to look at. Jim Harbaugh, dude, he going to have a stout fucking defense and a great fucking run game, dude. You got to have people that can get the fuck out of the backfield when it breaks down. I believe Aiden O'Connell will be able to get the ball done. I'm not going to argue it. I've said I believe he's a great player.
I agree.
I believe he's going to give us a deal, but let's just be real, man. If Hendon can come here and offer any type of that type of play there, boy, just look, dude, look. I brought this up last year. I said, hey, man, if the Raiders had any fucking type of player like Derek Carr or Russell fucking Wilson, man, going into that playoffs, our team would have been fucking dangerous, dude. We would have been a feared team going into those playoffs. Imagine our team at last year's caliber defensively. But remember, the offense was stagnant as fuck. We already had the players. We could already do the shit, but we weren't able to get it done. Imagine you put out a guy like him that brings that nether level too, man. I mean, and nothing's saying that he's going to win the job. Nothing's saying that, oh, look at, this is something you have to think in mind why Aiden can still win the job. Matthew Stafford fucking still has what is it, Golf over there, right? So it's Jared Golf over there now.
Yeah.
Golf has the job there right now. So it wasn't like, oh, because Hendon can run or he can throw, he's going to just get the job. Hey, Golf has the job right now because Golf is the better player, regardless of what Hendon brings mobility-wise or not. It's just like I was speaking a minute ago. It means nothing. It's here. It's a whole different story. We don't have a fucking starting caliber guy of Golf, Stafford, fucking any of these dudes. That's just fact. So to sit here and say, hey, man, we're going to limit our options because Aiden had 11 games, I want to do that. I would be like, hey, if we can go get Hendon for a third or fourth, bring him here, let Hendon, let Gardner, let fucking Aiden battle it out. Aiden should have the upper hand instantly, so he should probably win that job right away. So it's almost like cheating on the test, right? Because Aiden already knows some of the answers where nobody else knows them. So to me, I just feel like Aiden shouldn't have to be too worried if that was the issue, you know. I would love to see Hendon here, dude. I mean, if you go on my Instagram page and go back to last year's draft, you're gonna see I had Hendon all over our shit, dude. I said Hendon would have been a great add to our team. Now you're telling me that Hendon can come here with dudes like fucking Tucker too, Bauer, Ian. Oh man. I'm telling you, we would become so elusive. It'd be insane because listen, when you look at Bowers has played in the receiver, the slot, the tight end, the halfback position, dude. You're having a guy like fucking Hendon in the backfield that's got the mobility to run, pass, get sideways anywhere. And this is the thing I like about Hendon. Hendon is not a fucking Lamar Jackson type player. Does he have that type of run capability? Fuck yeah, he does. But this is the difference, and this is what I love about Hendon. He would fit perfect with our team because of the fact that he is like a Raider, like what Raiders have done in our past. Be able to break open in the pocket, be able to see the field open up and get downfield.
Hendon is more like Rich Gannon. If you look at how Rich Gannon played back in the day on the Gruden.
Hey, dude, he has that backfield mobility, dude. And I've always said that was the things that I liked about older players in like the 90s when I was growing up in the 80s, where they would get sideways, dude, not just take off for the first, dude, and they would open the field. You know, there are people like Steve Young, Joe Montana. And yeah, they did run a lot too, but at the same time, Dan Marino did it too a lot, where they would break out of the pocket, run fucking 5-10 yards out to the left or to the right, fucking wait for a player to get across and just fucking dart him right in. I mean, I just feel like Hendon would bring that back, man. He said, salute Chris, appreciate you, bro. He said, I don't think AOC wins the job. Hey, I mean, like I said, was why we're all here to have that conversation for sure. So, I mean, like I've said, I just think bringing as much challenge capability as we can, I'm all for it, man. So, like I've said, I just think Hendon would change the dynamic of our team, dude. I mean, he would bring the factor where it would change a lot of shit. Let's be real. If you look at the way football's played, right? if you sit there and look at when you go to certain teams, you say, okay, this quarterback, he's just a box quarterback. If we put a lot of pressure down there, man, and we can get past their line, we're eventually going to break down that quarterback. But the risk is you put a lot of pressure down on there, and if this quarterback's really good, he's going to fucking dot you up right behind you. That's what good quarterbacks do. But again, if he can't get that pressure and they get it off, then he's eaten alive. He's done. That game's over. You're going to probably win it for sure. But you put a guy like Hendon back there, man, that when they break through that line, he just adds a whole nother deal. He's able to run out. He's able to open up the field. He's able to get wide. And I've said getting wide opens up big plays, man. Devontae, 40 yards downfield for touchdowns for 75. Tucker, dude, I mean, you get a guy like Hendon that can drop 50 yards out. He would dot him, bro. I mean, it would just be Tucker. Tucker is a fucking burner, bro, and he's going to show up in year 2. I've said it. When you look at the type of players, like when you went back and you looked at Tyreek Hill,
Tucker is like rugged.
He was just
but the difference, though,
he never was.
Tucker is like saying Tucker is like rugged, but the difference is Tucker is also like a miniature fucking pit bull because he used to play. I mean, he used to do competition, like high school and stuff, wrestling. So. He's not just
he's a joke in the backfield. He can run all over that place.
Exactly.
He can be in the jets. He can be in the sweeps. He can be in everything, man. That's what I think makes him so dangerous. Slot outside.
Tucker can also break some tackles though, especially against if it's like a safety or something, like a guy that's like a corner or a safety that's a bit smaller, not so much a linebacker, but he could probably break tackles on like a safety or something like that because he used to do wrestling. Like he's a smaller guy, but he's stocky. He's a short, stocky guy.
The passes he caught last year when they were out in front of him and he dove out and caught him. Exactly. I mean, he shows you he can get scrappy with that ball, man. And I said, when you look at first year numbers, man, if he's pushing around 400 yards, 400 yards, 20, 30 receptions, they're doing just damn fine. And I've said, you can look back at all players from Tyreek Hill to frickin' Henry Ruggs to people of those factor and match their stats. I mean, these guys are not too far off, and I've always said it comes down to the coach, and I believe Luke Gessie will bring the best out of these guys for sure. Like,
we hope.
Yeah, that is facts. You gotta hope, but this is the thing. This is the things for me why. So like, this is how I look. This is how I look at a lot of conversations or like real shit in life, right? You're going to have social media people that are always just going to put their fucking 2 cents out there. They think they know everything, that it's just what they know, right? I don't do that. See, the difference with me is I go to like where I see Devontae fucking Adams sitting in a podcast with Max Crosby fucking talking about being brought here, and then listen to Devontae Adams talk about, hey, this fucking guy shit's genius, dude, how he put me in these positions. See, there's no guy in the chats or no dudes in the fucking deals that put on YouTube or not that know that intel. Devontae knows it because he was the one playing there. He talked with them. He was getting told the shit. He had private conversations, not no fucking dude out here. So when some guys out here speak, it's their opinion. Their opinions mean nothing, dude, when you're talking on these type of subjects. When Devontae sits down at the table and he says, hey, this dude's genius, man. He puts you in the right deals. He knows how to scheme people. He knows what he's looking at. He knows how to give you a good run game with a good passing game. When you're hearing a fucking Hall of Fame wide receiver say those things, then you got to take this into perspective. Devontae could pick whoever the fuck he wanted. Kiffin, he could have had Kiffin. They would have gave him the 3 years, just like they said. Kiffin said he wanted 3. They were like, hell, we'll give you the 3. So it's not that he couldn't have had the guy. He can have whoever he wants, and he chose Gessie, man, and that's got to mean a lot of things to people.
Yeah,
regardless of how you want to see it. If Devontae, so look, when Devontae stands up in the offensive room, right? When he's in the wide receiver room or in the quarterbacks or this and that, when he stands up and he says, hey, man, if we buy into this guy's shit, he's going to get us to the AFC fucking championship. He got me and Rodgers there, and people will say, well, he wasn't the offensive coordinator. He was the offensive game planner. He fucking set up the play calling and how that game was going to be called and in their deals. And this is the things I love about how people just think they know, right? If Devontae felt that the OC was the fucking guy doing the job, why the fuck wouldn't Devontae say, hey, I want the OC, not Luke fucking Gessie? See, listen, Devontae don't play for the fucking Green Bay Packers, so he don't got to dick suck nobody. He don't got to say shit for nobody. And if everybody's opinions say, well, it was this guy and it's that, and it's not. Devontae ain't advocating for those guys. He advocated for this fucking dude to call offense, for him to be in that system. That's what he called. Hey, enough. So that's the things that I look at in life, because I've played this game ever since I was a little fucking kid till I could not play the game no more, man. I know the conversations in those locker rooms. I know the feeling that you get with people. I know the winning and I know the losing, man. And I know the sacrifice it takes. Everybody in my family knows the extent I'm willing to go. I will go till there's no breath left in me. There's no doubt about it. And I'm not going to ever give. I've always said, tell me I can't, I'll show you I fucking can. So when I hear people like Devontae and them say shit, I know what they're talking about, because I've been right there. I know where people think like, this dude's the guy. It's not that guy, man. It's not that dude. It was just like I said about Buckner that came here years ago on the defensive line that changed our shit that fast, dude. And then fucking for whatever reason, Gruden them was like,
gone.
Rod Marinelli,
he's gone.
Old dude, you know, like, I get the transition because of what he looked. And did Marinelli help out Crosby? Yes, dude. But tell me, if Buckner was here at his young age and what he was coming, Crosby was going to fucking kill it. What did Crosby have? 10.5 sacks under him in his first year? Like, come on, man. Like, this is the things I hate when you see shit like that. When you just let it walk by. You get shit like that, you got to hold on. And I believe AP, hey, I believe AP will hold on, because that's what he's looking for. I mean, listen, I told all of you guys last year, I said, hey, I was for Harbaugh. Everybody knows that. There's no doubt. I wanted Harbaugh. I said his credentials smoke everybody out here. It's just not even fair. But this is what I did say. I said, if AP was to be here, I can bring up video after video of it. I said, he gonna have to put elite motherfuckers around him, man, that know the fucking game, so that if he fucking don't know something, they can be there to tell him. And he did, dude. He got Joe Philbin, fucking Marvin Lewis, all these fucking dudes over here that are fucking in-game motherfucking dudes that can be coached on any other team. And this dude got him. So listen, I've said it. When we were looking at the person, I have the right to pick whoever the fuck I want. Some of you dick suckers pick Joe fucking Biden, so I don't really give a fuck. And if I choose to pick fucking Harbaugh over AP, that's my fucking decision. But again, I wasn't picking some fucking pedophile motherfucker. I was picking a dude that fucking knows his shit and has nothing but fucking winning credentials, dude. Like, that could have benefited our team. It's a scary feeling to try to go after a guy like AP that doesn't have that history, doesn't have that background. So it's just a fucking another guess. But hey, look, I'm glad that we got him. I've always said, I'm not always right on every single fucking deal. I'm a man. I'm always going to speak on that shit. Everybody knows that. I'll eat crow when it's my time to eat crow. And AP is the best thing for this team right now. And he's got that energy. So it's just like I said, when you can grab onto something like that, you got to fucking hold on. And I believe he fucking will. And that's why I think at this point in time, whatever gives the best chance. Look, you guys think Alexander going to make this fucking team? I bet Alexander's ass probably going to be looking on the door out with that dude like Dylan getting picked up.
I'm so glad you said that. I'm not a big fan of Alexander Madison, man.
This guy's about to get classed on by a rookie and a fucking a 30-year-old or 28, whatever fucking Amir is, you know, like that's all.
I'm so glad you brought that up, man. I really am, dude. How many I play fantasy sports and everything too. Like when Dalvin Cook got hurt, he came in, dude. How many times did he fumble the ball? Like, he just had so many. I hope Dylan comes in and wins that second spot. I really do. I hope it's Zeus and Dylan Labe, man.
That's what I think. I think it'll be Zeus,
I really do.
Labe.
Yeah, that's what I heard too,
man.
Amir, the reason why I have no faith in Alexander, because listen, I've always said I studied the whole NFL. I know all the teams. I know a lot of the players that I've known it ever since I've known football. I've always said I'm a diehard Raider, but I'm a fucking fan of the NFL. I know every team. I know almost all the players. I'm not biased just to my team, because I look at things like Alexander, where people are like, okay, look at Alexander. Look where he comes from. He's on this team. Listen, motherfuckers, that dude was on that team for 5 fucking years. He sat behind, Cook. He didn't ever fucking do shit. And then the chance that he got the chance to take fucking the bull by the horns, guess what? He took the donkey by the fucking ears, dude. Like, that's what he fucking did. He caught the sheep with his head stuck in the fence, dude. Like, that's what he did, because this guy didn't do shit.
Yeah, he
He
would
got
have like
0
one.
rushing touchdowns. He got
Yeah.
0 rushing touchdowns at the
Yep.
fucking lead halfback. I don't fucking care. You can be the most scrubbish dude in 17 games, and you're a halfback.
Yeah.
Size, you ain't get in the end zone. Like, goddamn.
No, I agree.
Terry Cohen fucking for the fucking Bears at what 5 foot fucking 2 get in that bitch. No problem. Like, I'm big time when it comes to the halfback. I mean, you got dudes that are dog and got heart, dude, that'll just not stop. I've always said, like, when I watched Emmitt Smith when I was a young kid fucking bell over the fucking line in the Super Bowl and not have the fucking football and broke his wrist or ankle from diving over. I just said this guy got
monster.
fucking hard, bro. Like, that's what it sometimes sacrifices. It takes it. You know, I was telling a guy today, sometimes it's not the biggest things in life that knock you down. It's the littlest fucking things that end up fucking knocking you out, dude. Everybody always has this perception in life. It's these big things. It's not the big things, man. Sometimes you can skate the big things easier than you can the little things, man. Those little things will fucking knock the wind right out of you. So I've always said, man, I've said, you know, like with Chris, me and Chris had a conversation when we very first met, dude, which I love. Chris, I think great dude, great podcast, great everything, man, great person.
Shout out to Protect the Shield, man.
Yep, hey, like I've always said, if you
out.
haven't watched the show, go over there, subscribe to him. They always put on great stuff all the time, man. And I've always said he's real to what he does. I think he's one of the most realest people when it comes to YouTubing. And me and him had a conversation back when we first got on. When I went over on a show, we talked about Josh and so on. And he asked me a question about, like, hey, man, your previous halfback and safety, and how come you don't see, you know, like, how come you don't favor Josh to this, you know, in this deal? And I told him, like, hey, I just see it as fair as it is because that's how I value the game. Regardless if I play the position or not, I have to hold the game true to what it's hold to. So if I don't value him to that standard, then I'm not valuing our team to those standards either. And I've always said we got to keep the game true regardless of who the players are or what they feel or how other people feel about it. I've always said, like, God put me on this earth to not agree with everybody's takes, man, like, and to be comfortable with it and to debate it. I'm fine with people not liking me because, hey, they think I might know too much or not. I don't give a fuck. At least I'm not going to sit there and be the dumb motherfucker agreeing with people that has zero fucking that conversation. Like, I've always said, the conversations we have over here on DSR, a lot of times people do not agree with it, but I've knocked it the fuck out of the park like a grand slam, dude. Not time and time and time again. So it doesn't fucking matter. And I don't care how people's personal feelings are. I've always said on this show, we will debate shit. We will have conversations that get heated or not, but we will always be friends. And the next time the show goes live, it's like that conversation never happened unless we rehash it again in another debate. But it's never hatred. It's never against people because that's not what shows are built on. That's not how you educate your community. It's not how you build up your teams. Things have to be discussed. Otherwise, we just become yes men. It's yes, yes, yes. That's not how it is, man. You see, listen, when you sit here and people will say Alexander, and then you sit here and say, okay, Olavi. See, look, Ozzy did a deal about halfbacks a while back, and he does a lot of shit. He scouts a lot of people, a lot of things. I didn't see his halfback list, and I was all over fucking Jake Corum, a hardcore. Everybody knew it. I was on Jake like a motherfucker. But then reports came out, dude, where I heard that fucking Harbaugh was going to target him in day 2, day 3, dude. And I said right then, I started looking through other halfbacks. I came out and I fucking seen the lobby. I started reading on his stats, what he's broke, the records he's done. Like, I was like, God damn, this dude's a straight killer, straight fucking scat back, straight everything. Comes from small school, but it doesn't matter. The records this guy's setting, and don't small schools or not. Put this dude in big school, you would have broke those probably same records, dude, and just did it at a bigger school. So I targeted him, and then you sit here and say, we look at his list, he targets him here too. The difference is players just stick out like a sore fucking thumb, and you got to think about that. How many are in that class? 50, and out of the 2 I pick, we end up having the same ones. That's all I try to say is that sometimes certain players just stick the fuck out. Olavi stick the fuck out like no one's business, dude. He got that dog run in him. He got that catch like a motherfucker in him. You already know he ain't coming here to be the one. We already know that Zeus is going to be the one. When he played that Kansas City game and it came down to where people are ranking Kansas City's defense as the 3rd ranked defense, suck a dick.
Ran all over them.
Fucking, yeah, we fucking ran that shit down with them. You know what I mean?
145. Dude, Richard, 145 yards, 6.6 yards a carry.
That's
Yeah,
crazy.
and look, when we seen that, dude, that's what AP was like. All right, if Jacobs don't want to take 10 mil, he want to take a fucking team friendly contract, and Jacob is a coward bitch, bro. Like this dude is so fucking he's like a woman, bro. I said this shit when I got into it with fucking Auntie. This dude's a woman, bro. Like he is a fucking girl.
What did AP say in his press conference, right? Yo, money talks, bullshit walks, man.
Yeah, facts. It's facts, bro. Like it's straight facts, man. You know how much shit I took on how much shit I took for like 6 months on Josh Jacobs, and guess what? I could have came live and been like, I told all you motherfuckers, I could have did that in a heartbeat, dude. But
people still to this day are like, man, Josh Jacobs, man, come on, man, move on, man.
Hey, I always say like this: at the day that he left, it's a sad day because yes, he did a great job for our team. But I've always said
when he was healthy,
that's facts. I mean, that's why I said why wouldn't he just take the 10 mil, dude? When he came from Alabama, he was in a multi-back system, dude. I mean, let's be real. He had what's his name, Harris from fucking the Pittsburgh, and he had the other guy there with him too. Fucking there's another halfback.
He was the second string halfback there, man.
He was the third. He wasn't
the first string running back there.
He was the third.
Yeah, see, look, he wasn't even the fucking backup, man.
And Mayock was the one that fucking seeded that fool out. And you know how many people talk shit on that pick being picked in the first round? People talked all kind of mad shit on that deal, dude. So, like I've said, they all talk shit on it, and then they dropped it later on. I mean, at the end of the day, it's not about he's not here, so it doesn't matter anymore. But that's all I say is like AP is real as fuck. Even like when they brought up the conversation about Arnold, he said, I'm just here to talk Raider shit. Like, I'm not here to talk this bullshit drama shit. Like, he's not going to do that. And that's what I say. That's the kind of coach you want to hear. When you hear that type of shit, you're like, this dude's for real, bro. And like when that dude said about the right tackle and said, oh, well, you guys are looking. He said, we ain't never said we were looking for a right tackle. I said, that's like telling them fools fake fucking news, bro. Like, and then you see how fast the reporter switched his take real fast. He went from you guys to the guys out here. You know what I mean? So
he switched up real quick on that question too.
They do. Funny. I mean, they want to tuck tail, dude. I mean, at the end of the day, I get it, dude. People can sit and say things like, hey, this guy, that guy. Hey, look, at the end of the day, dude, fucking the thing about AP is
at the end of the day, someone could say Donald Duck is coming to the team. Doesn't make it true.
Yeah, facts.
It's true, man.
So, do you guys have anything else you want to add about Hendon Hooker, or are you guys all good on the conversation?
No, I think we're pretty much covered on it. Yeah, I'm pretty good with Hooker. I mean, I just, me personally, I just want to finish off by saying, like, I just want to see what Gardner Minshew and Aiden O'Connell. I can't wait for the preseason to see what that competition is going to look like. You know what I mean? Because everybody's like, oh, preseason, but the preseason is literally going to tell us who's going to win the job. That's just why. Yeah, and if we go, and if you know what I mean, if we look at last year with the preseason, Aiden O'Connell killed it last year in the preseason, and he didn't even have the first team snaps. He was fucking third string because they had Jimmy G, Brian Hoyer, and then Aiden O'Connell, and then they threw him in when Josh McDaniels got fired. Then they had Bo Hardegree, which he never had play calls ever in the NFL. Like that's why like a lot of that, and that's what gets me like why I'm not super. I'm not like super high on Aiden O'Connell. I just haven't seen enough on Aiden O'Connell to be like, you know what? Yeah, we need to draft a quarterback because what we did in the draft was helped out the quarterback position. That's what I don't understand with Raider fans, man. I really don't.
I ain't gonna lie, I'm baffled over some of them, and I'm baffled over YouTube giving some of them a fucking channel to fucking speak on too.
And that's crazy because
some of them are dumber and shit. I've literally been on a lot of these dudes' deal, and some of them
I'm the same exact way, man. That's why I started up my page because I see all these people have their opinions, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna start my own page to give my opinion. And I don't want everybody to agree what I have to say. I started up my page to give out my opinion because I've seen all these YouTubers, you know what I mean, give out their opinions, and I'm like, you like, yeah, okay, you live on the West Coast, but you just I sometimes and I I was talking to my one friend Glenn. Shout out to Glenn. Me and him were talking the other day, and I'm like, yo, I think a lot of people just wear the Raider stuff to think that it's like a lifestyle, which I agree
Facts.
because I wear that stuff all the time. You know what I mean? But they couldn't tell you anything about what's going on with the Raiders. You know what I mean? They
That's
just wear
facts.
the
I can't
shield
even
because
tell
they
you
think
a
it's
fucking
cool.
player besides Devontae
Yeah.
or Max.
Yep. They have, you know what I mean? Max Crosby has that shit tattooed on him. You know what
I've
I mean?
always
That's
said
just
the
how.
tattoos, man, it's hard because I come from Oakland, man, and the tattoos can be removed these days. I said it about Josh, man.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
Yeah.
look, there's a thing about a tattoo and somebody's belief. Like when
Yeah.
Max puts the tattoo on him, you believe it because he
Yeah.
says it. When
Yep.
Jacobs put the tattoo on him, I told you guys for years. I said, hey, this guy, he just put it on him because everybody else did. I told you guys
Right.
he can have that
Yep.
shit changed in a second. He can have it covered up or taken off, dude. Like I said, Josh is a fake motherfucker. I've told everybody that for
Yeah.
years.
And so,
I just said
can
I
I
can read
piggyback off that?
like no one's business, dude. I mean, I've spoke on it. I've been in debates with it and
Yo,
arguments with people on their shows. I mean, I've said, there's a big reason why people don't like me is because of Josh Jacobs conversations,
man.
but I don't care. See, at the end of the day, I just look back and tell them all, well, see, you guys didn't know as much football as you claimed you did.
I was about
So,
to say because that
yeah, I
Josh
can really
Jacobs
care less.
contract hurt. Yeah, that Josh.
Yeah,
What happened? He didn't resign because from
yeah,
what I heard, because I listened to like Hondo Carpenter. He's in the building, so he understands. Like he's in the building, and from what I heard was the Raiders offered pretty much damn near the same kind of contract as what Green Bay did. That's just from what Hondo Carpenter said, but at the same time, like you just said, man, like people that's what honestly I think is people think that they wear the shield and the Raider stuff and just think like, oh, it's cool but they don't know, like, me being on the East Coast, like, you know what I mean? I deal with a lot of Steelers fans, Eagles fans, and people that's why I started up my page, honestly, because being on the East Coast, like, I know what I'm talking about with the Raiders, like, and that's why I started following your page because when a lot of people are like, Aiden O'Connell is garbage, and I'm like, he's not garbage because what is Aiden O'Connell is very accurate, right? So
yeah,
you
yeah.
want a quarterback, right? What is a quarterback's main feature when you want a quarterback, right? Is he accurate? To me, that's just how I look at a quarterback. Like, okay, yeah, he's not mobile, but that's called pocket presence. Pocket presence that could
Yeah,
be developed. Tom Brady wasn't mobile, but he had that
that's
pocket
facts.
presence where he moved up in the pocket and was be able to find the receivers and just that's why when we drafted Brock Bowers, right? Brock Bowers was amazing in yards after after contact.
He's the
What was
dog.
what was Gronkowski? Gronkowski had hands, so does Brock Bowers. What was Gronkowski good at? Yards after the contact, man.
Yeah,
And that's what I'm
and
saying. Like you
Bowers
don't
is one
need,
of the best to probably do it in
yeah,
college history. So
you don't need like having Patrick Mahomes is that's great. That's great. You can have somebody that extends plays and all this and all that, but at the same time, man, if you build around the quarterback, Brock Purdy literally showed you for the last 2 years, you don't need to have because you put Brock Purdy on the Giants, they're not going to the Super Bowl.
well, I would almost argue the fact that if Patrick Mahomes was to be put to a different team, they wouldn't have the same success because the thing about Tom Brady when he was with the Patriots is Bill Belichick is a defensive minded coach where he had fucking Josh McDaniels in the offense. But the difference was Tom Brady over the time became a very smart offensive player. So he was almost just calling his own deals. Mahomes'
Right.
success is off of Andy Reid. I mean, that's just plain simple facts. He
Yeah.
didn't do shit in Texas Tech,
Oh,
dude. I mean,
absolutely.
he had Kiffin in Texas Tech.
I
He didn't
agree.
do shit. I mean, everybody
Brady
knew
learned
he
off
had the
of
potential.
Drew Bledsoe.
Yeah.
He learned off
Yeah,
of Bledsoe. When Bledsoe got hurt, he took the
Yep.
job. That's like that.
yeah. Like I said, I would almost say like Mahomes is a great quarterback and like, you know, making up plays and this and that. But let's be real. How many times does it come down to the end or something and Andy Reid be like, hey, this is the play, and Mahomes can just perform it? I've said that Mahomes is just an extension to Andy Reid's fucking play calling. I mean, there's certain coaches. See, Peyton Manning, he was his own coach, dude. No matter who was over there, who called it, Peyton knew how to call his own shit. When he walked out, he seen the defense. He knew how to decipher it. He had the audible to get him out of those plays, and more time than not, he was correct about it. The only time he ever had real problem, like I said, with that Tom Brady, you know, again, greatness pushes greatness, man. So there you get two players that are competing at their best level. Again, I said, I think, like I said, in my aspect, I'd roll with either of the two or whatever. I mean, I've always said I think you're as good as the people you're around, and that's just plain simple facts. Because in life, you're gonna hang out with a lot of people, man, and there's some people that are some bum ass fucking people that are gonna live on your couch for life, and there's other people that are gonna be very successful, have homes, jobs, support their families, things like that. I mean, if you're hanging out with the bum ass people, that's probably the life you're gonna portray in your own home. You hang out with successful people, just success breeds success. You're gonna have nice things. You're gonna have nice deals. Like for instance, tonight, man, I go over to the gas station. I was picking up my woman some zigzags, but this is a different topic. It has nothing to do. But I got to get some Takis, and you know, I walk in and I see this fucking hat rack, dude. There's these Raider hats, everything like that, sitting over there. So I'm like sitting there looking through them. They had these blue ones and shit, and I'm not for the blue, but fucking. Long story short, this fucking dude, I heard this guy, man, when he was walking out say, I would never buy a fucking Raiders hat, and he was with his woman. And
that's on him.
You know me, man. I'm like fucking sitting there. I look up, I'm like, what the fuck that guy just said? So I grab that Raiders hat off the fucking deal, fucking walk up, buy it, fucking walk outside, and I see this dude hopping in his truck. So I fucking walk over there. His fucking wife makes contact with me. I fucking pick up my hat and I'm like, fucking Raiders, motherfucker. And I look at him. He's got a Kansas City fucking shirt on and his whole get up. Hey, I fucking hop in my pickup side by side with this fool. Hey, and I go like this. I fucking point to my hat, fucking Raiders. Hey, this fool takes the window blinder and fucking puts it over on the window like that off me, fucking motherfucker. And then we get going down the road. We come up to the signal light. Hey, this motherfucker he wouldn't even pull the front of the car to my window, bro. He was that far back. Like that motherfucker wouldn't get up there, dude. You don't fucking come and tell me no fucking chief motherfucker come up in my fucking town act and say that stupid shit. I'll slap the fuck out of him. Like, yeah, fucking do that shit. That fool fuck. I walked right out. Hey, I bet you his wife was saying the minute because she was the first one made, and I just pointed like fucking Raiders motherfucker. Like,
bro, you gotta piggyback off that, right? So.
Hey, my kid even know, like, hey, I don't even fucking play, dude. Bro, like, nope.
I'm the same way, yo. So you got to piggyback off that, right? So my kids are staying at their grandmother's house tonight, right? And me and my fiance went to the bar tonight, and I was sitting at the bar. I'm on the East Coast, right, Pennsylvania.
Yeah, that's where my woman was from.
Dude, I met 3 Raider fans just sitting at the bar, and none of them came up to me, right? I just saw them like. The one was like, yo, do you see his shirt over there? Because I was wearing like my 3-time Super Bowl champion, you know what I mean? Super Bowl shirt. Yeah. And they were like, and I went out for a cigarette and they came up. You know what I mean? And it was like, it's just crazy that just like everybody comes together when it comes to the Raiders, man. Like, just seeing it, like being around, the Steelers and the Eagles, like it's just like that fan base is fucking annoying. Like, I will go because the next time the Raiders play the Eagles, like I'm gonna go to Philly and watch that because it's only an hour and a half away from where I'm at. But it just everybody wants to talk about like the fan bases and like just where I'm at. It's like people don't like. I was looking on Sports Illustrated today, right? And they had the Raiders going. They had the Raiders winning 5 games this year.
Yeah, I know. I seen that.
You can look that up, man. Yeah. I was like, yo, 5 fucking games?
That's crazy. Yo, I looked at it when the Raiders grabbed the quarterback in the first 3 rounds. I immediately thought, okay, so we didn't draft the quarterback. We have Aiden O'Connell, so we got Brock Powers. The second pick, we got Jackson Power Johnson, which is the best center in the league, and that was our biggest problem, right? Offensive line. Like, I just thought, like, just people are like, it's just so frustrating that, like, people that don't keep up with the Raiders are just sleeping on it, which I think, and honestly, I think AP is telling the players this. That kind of guy that's like, yo, Sports Illustrated's got us winning 5 games this year.
Dude, they look at it like this. When they have them at 6.5 is what their win is.
I would take that all day. I'm gonna bet that if that's
bet on it in a heartbeat. But
crazy,
look,
man.
I'll tell you why you should bet on it, because
that's crazy, man.
The coaching change and everything last year,
you literally saw it.
And even bringing in fucking dipshit Bo Hardegree, they still won 8 games. So,
yeah.
So to sit here and say with the offense that we got right now and the team, you'd be stupid as hell to even imply that we ain't winning no fucking 6.5 games. That'd be dumb as hell. I take that bet all day long, man.
And then so that was they kept bringing up like the Minnesota game, right? And I'm the same way you are, right? I watch the whole NFL. I keep up with the Raiders, but yo, the Vikings defense I felt like was pretty slept on, right? Yo, they had crazy blitz packages that were I felt like Aiden O'Connell never seen that kind of shit. So when you get blitzed on crazy different kind of things, like you like, it don't matter if you have Devontae out there, but if you're getting blitzed, you don't have time to do nothing. And they still lost 3-0. It's not like they lost 24-0. You know what I mean?
And Aiden spoke about that. Aiden said that
he said his fucking mind was spinning.
Said he got
his
trapped.
mind was fucking spinning. He didn't know. Look what happens when they played the Bears.
Yeah, I mean, look, I look at it like this. This is how I evaluate. This is how I evaluate players in the NFL. And I mean, that Charger game it was almost like pure luck to have the Chargers game, because this is how I look at football.
I agree.
I watch a lot of players in tough games, easy game environments, how they excel when they have protection, when they don't have protection, right? And I watched a lot of Aiden right at the get-go where he was getting smash mouth, dude, especially that first Chargers game. I was like, boy, this dude just got fucking murdered. I told people, like, boy, I don't think this guy got it. I just don't think he had it. I felt like I said he just stood there and took an ass beating by Mac. Like, this dude he was just depleted. And then I started speaking about it right after that game. I said, well, this is what can make or break players right here. Does he become the Michael Myers of fucking the tight end and the quarterback position? Because this is where Aiden gets to stand up and say, okay, this is my welcome to the NFL moment. Just like Myers said when Max Crosby kept pummeling the fuck out of him in camp, then Max didn't give him no mercy, dude, like the whole time. It's not about we're on the same team, but I need the best out of you. I need you to be able to play at your best. And see, at that game, in that Chargers game, I questioned a lot of things about Aiden. I was like, man, he's kind of stands in the pocket. He doesn't see his progressions fast enough. He's not getting it out quick enough.
But that comes with experience, man.
Yeah,
that's
there's a lot of twisted emotions that went on in that. But when we came back to that next Chargers game, and then I said, okay, even if people want to the Chargers are laying down, the difference is what I looked at was Aiden knew his progressions. Aiden knew where his players were. He had a line that wasn't going to hold, or that was going to hold for him. Aiden had a whole different look, and then that's what I looked at. I said, well, look at what this guy can do when he does have the protection. He has the protection. He can become fucking dangerous, man. So I guarantee you that's what Telesco's seen, and I guarantee you that's what AP said. Because the one thing that if people paid attention to Telesco when he first got here, and people pay attention to detail, people asked Telesco, and this is why I said we were never going to draft quarterback to begin with. Because Telesco said when he first got here, and he was being interviewed about having the 13th overall pick in the beginning and drafting a quarterback. He went on and said about, drafting a quarterback would be really nice, coming into a deal like this, blah, 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 blah. He spoke on some of the players, but the one fucking thing he emphasized right after that conversation is he said, well, hell, I really like the kid that we got here in Aiden O'Connell and the adversity that he went through. He said it right then, and I knew right the way he brought it. I was like, "Yep, he's gonna go with Aiden, man." Like he had faith in Aiden. So
I was the
that's
same
why,
way, man. Same.
Yeah, that's why I just feel like when they're gonna get to these points,
I'm
man,
the
and
same way.
Aiden's gonna have to prove it. That's where they're at.
Yeah.
So,
I guess, like I said, man,
go.
that's.
So let's move on to the next conversation. Basically, I've been thinking about this for a while, and this is something that'll help out Aiden and so on, is basically how good can Jacoby Myers really be? I've said, like, the more and more you start watching tape on Jacoby Myers and things that this guy is doing, I mean, this guy is just, when he came here to the Raiders, man, I've said the Raiders.
I said last year, sorry to cut you off, but I said last year when we got him that he can be a number one receiver if it wasn't for us already having Devontae.
He was the number one in New England.
Yeah, exactly. I said that same shit. He was the number one in New England, and I said he could be a number one for us if he was utilized properly. He could easily be like 1,000-yard plus receiver, easy.
Yep, and he most definitely can. He has all the tangibles. He has all the deals here. The thing is, he's not going to be one here because Devontae is the one.
Yeah, fast because Devontae's the one.
The thing that he offers is that he's offers a lot of mobility across the whole entire field. And this is the thing, I don't know if a lot of people pay attention to receivers or systems or things like this. If you look at Devontae, can play across the whole board. He can play just about every position. He can play in the fucking slot. He can play in the 1-2. He's done it his whole career. You look at Kobe, he can play in the slot. He can play in the 1. He can play in the 2. He's done it his whole career. You look at Trey Tucker, he can play in the 1, the 2, the slot. He's done it pretty much in his career. And not only that, he's more of the joker in the halfback and so on in the backfield. Then you go take a guy like fucking Bowers now, dude, where he can play in the 1, the 2, the fucking tight end, the halfback. Like, you just have a plethora of fucking people that can play all over the place. So nobody's
I can't wait to see what Getsy can do.
This deal,
yeah, it's not going to be. We're gonna switch them all around all over the place, I reckon, with Getsy.
Fuck, we're gonna most definitely, because I mean, like I said, if you look at Luke Gessie and what he did with the Justin Fields in year 1 with the Bears, dude, that was Justin Fields' best year. That was his best year he had, and that was the best that he's played yet. And I mean, he balled out. Same with DJ Turner, dude, or DJ Moore had his best year underneath him, dude. I mean, like I said, the guy is no slouch of a dude. And this is like what I was sitting here looking at with Jacoby, right? Jacoby offers you, he can throw the football, so he offers you a quarterback deal, which he even had a touchdown on that play last year. But this is the things that I kind of pay attention to. Jacoby had Garoppolo and Aiden as his quarterback, right? And a lot of times when he come out, him and Jimmy were hitting off right off the get-go. Like I said, I felt like Jimmy was dick sucking him big time just because of the system. At the end of the day, they were gelling really well. But this is this is the things you have to look at. These 3 years right here were all basically in the same consistency, and even this year here, but we're not going to look at that one. It's just we're going to look at these 3. You sit here and look at New England, 17, 14, 16. So he's always playing up most of his games. Dude, he's pretty consistent for the most part. You sit here and look at the receptions, 83, 67, 71, all pretty much right around the same. 126 targets, 96, 106. I mean, he's got a good catching. His catching radius and percentage is pretty damn good. So this guy,
his catch percentage is always close to 70%. Always, like every year, so around 67, 70%.
And if you're looking at a wide receiver 2 numbers, this is the perfect number to have. 800 to 1,000 yards as a wide receiver 2 is the perfect numbers. And his is intangible. You look at his 10, 12, 11. His has always been a 13, 12, 10, 11. He's averaging 11 yards per catch. That's a fucking first down almost every time he gets a ball in his hands. You look at his first 2 years, no touchdowns. Then you look at it, 2021, he finally gets on the board with 2. He goes under Matt Patricia. Under this year, he ends up with fucking 6, and he comes here with fucking Bo and Josh McDummy nuts fucking and pops off with 8. You get the player is very consistent player, man. And when you're looking at trying to have your, when you're running like a 12 personnel tight end, you're going to have 3 receivers out there, 2 tight ends, a halfback, or however they want to do the personnel, 2-2-1. I don't know how they want to do it, but long story short, this guy right here is a player you want on the field with Devontae because of the fact that their catch rate is high. It's very high, dude. Like, they get the ball thrown to him, he's most likely going to fucking he's most likely going to catch the ball. And if you look down here in his rushing, these are things I always say. Yardage, he only has 24 yards, but he has 2 damn touchdowns out of that 24 yards, dude. Like, so basically, whenever he did get the ball in those situations, he made the best of it, dude. And I mean, you can look back here. He was with McDaniels, and here he's never had a rushing touchdown one fucking time in his career. He comes here, he has 2 in 1 year. And I keep thinking about Luke Gessie and the way that he does things and the way that he's held the number 1 rushing. Dude, he's had the number 1 and number 2 ranked rushing offense in the league for the last few years, 2 years in a row. So to sit here and not think that he ain't gonna put that in to deal with the tight ends we have and the players we got would just be crazy as hell. Dude, I'm not even lying. I mean, even Justin Fields had his best. So he gonna have a quarterback that can run or halfback. He gonna most definitely use him. He got a good tight end because look at the Bears tight end that was over there, that Kitten dude or whatever his name is. He balled out, dude, with him. So like I said, I think the Raiders are going to be stacked up like no one's business. And just like I said about Jacoby, Jacoby's another next level dude, man. And to sit here and say that we have Devontae and Jacoby at the same time in their career, man, it's like it's a Rich Gannon, Jerry Rice.
It's like Tampa Bay too, in the sense that they got what do you call it? They got Mike Evans and Godwin.
Yeah, with Tampa.
Yeah, so it's similar to that, except for Devontae is better than Evans. So.
Absolutely.
Yep. But I still reckon that Jacoby is similar to Godwin, or it's almost like Evans. It's like halfway between an Evans and between the Evans and a Godwin at the moment. But I think he can be just as good as Evans, to be honest. Like, if Jacoby is given a chance, he could be a consistent 1,000-yard receiver.
Yeah, and you look at plays like this, dude, like where you get Jacoby fucking turning in and out. These are elite fucking catches and plays, dude. And look at his stature, the type of player he is. Yeah, I mean, dude, like I said, look at it like this, man. If we were to get a guy like, what's up, Twan? Appreciate you, bro. Ozzy Twan said what's up.
Salute, Twan.
But you get a guy like him playing at the level that he's playing at, man, and then if you get an Aiden or like let's just say Hendon Hooker, man, and you get a dude like him back here in this field with these type of players, I'm just saying anything that makes us more versatile, dude, that opens up our game more, the better off we're gonna be. And I've said I agree. Aiden is a great option, but dude, to sit here and bring a guy like Hendon and just let him be back here. I mean, look at Jacoby, dude. This guy is fucking badass, bro. And we got him for 2 years, but this is the last year coming up. I hope he re-signs with us, man. And I hope that we can get him for a decent amount of money and not just be like, oh, I want $20 fucking million like everybody else, because I would hate to look like, for instance, like remember when we got Nelson Aguilar? We picked up Nelson Aguilar. We had him like $1 million, dude. And then he went to Zealand for $12 million. Didn't do shit.
Balling out.
He balled the fuck out with Derek Carr in that first year. I wish we would have signed up for like 10. You know what I mean?
Yo, you know who?
Who's thought of having Butterfingers because he's with Philadelphia, and he didn't have a good quarterback.
You know who else I missed too? Yo, Zay Jones.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. Carr again
Zay
balled
Jones
out with him like a fucking piece
Zay
again at
Jones
the end.
was nice too, man.
He
Yeah.
wasn't considered any good by Buffalo, but well, I think Derek Carr improved Zay Jones.
Yeah, absolutely.
And
Derek
there, I
Carr.
mean, look at how dog this guy is. Like, you don't really realize how good this dude is till you start watching tape on this guy,
Yo,
man. Like, he is good, man. Like,
yo,
he's just
can I say something else about Jacoby Myers that you didn't say yet?
yeah. Go ahead.
Yo, Jacoby Myers threw touchdown passes.
Yeah.
Oh
Well,
yeah,
he went to throw it. He went to throw it and took off running for the touchdown. But yes,
Yeah,
he has.
I was at that game, but he threw, dude. He just
He threw one
opens
to
up
Adams.
more of the offense,
Yep.
man.
Yep.
Yeah, exactly.
It's crazy, man. Like a lot of people, like when he was in New England, he was literally the #1 wide receiver in New England, and people like, I work with a Patriots fan, and they were so pissed that they got rid of Jacoby Myers. Like, yo, when we signed him, I was like, I talked to him right away because I'm like, he was a big Patriots fan, you know what I mean? And I'm like, yeah, fuck you, because you're fucking Tom Brady, you know
Look
what I
how
mean?
smooth he is out of. Look how smooth he is out of. I mean, you see that whole fucking cut in that one right there. Like, this is what I like about this dude is this shit just right there, man. I mean, look at these
Plays
cuts.
kind of like
Watch this.
Devontae Adams a little bit.
This is a guy that people didn't even like, man. Like, you look at this dude's cuts. Look at this. Boom.
It's
And look at
crazy.
it
Look at
again.
that shit.
Look at it.
That's
Fuck it. This guy
crazy.
got
All
mad
like
little
50.
cut, dude. Like, he got mad cuts on him, bro.
That's crazy. And Devontae said when he was on Max Crosby's podcast, like, yo, I learned so much from Jacoby Myers.
Hey,
And
That's
Devontae
sad.
was in the league longer.
Yep.
That's crazy that, like, yo, you learn something more from somebody and he wasn't even in the league. Like, to me, I'm like, that's why I love Jacoby Myers, man. And we
Hey,
got
like
Michael
that play
Mayer.
right there, dude. Most guys would have ran in and he tucked back under and opened the field for the touchdown. He was like, peace, bro.
Yeah, he was like, yo, I'm trying to get that right now.
You know, Devontae said the one thing that makes him the best at what he does is getting in and out of the cuts off the line, and that's something that Jacoby does phenomenal at. I mean,
and that's
Jacoby is an in and out of the line type player instantly, and I mean,
and that's
you look at like, and again, like when people say about him being a one over in New England, I mean, like to be real, dude, there was really nobody there. Who was the other guy that's still there? They have fucking what's his name?
Juju. They had Juju over there.
But they have Juju, but they have the other guy they drafted.
No, they didn't have him.
Kendrick Bourne?
Yeah, Bourne. Or it's Bourne, and then that other guy.
Exactly. We can't even name his name right now.
Was it Keon or something? Keon something?
Yeah, why can't I remember his fucking
Something
name?
is something Harry, right?
Like, yo, he was the #1 over there.
Harry,
man.
that's what it is. It is. It's Harry. Fucking Harry's actually supposed to be good, but it never panned, and that's why I say with Miller or like here it is right here. That's the touchdown.
Yeah,
right
look
there.
at that. That's what I'm saying. Like, yo, he opens up the offense even more.
That's what I'm saying. And when you look at the whole team that we have right now, dude, our team can just be so dangerous, man. Like if I was the Raiders, I'm not gonna lie to you, I would advocate that trade for Hooker just to see. I mean, it's not gonna hurt to see, man. Like you have nothing to lose. So for me, I'd be all over it in a heartbeat because look at this guy. I mean, fucking guy, man. I'm telling you, I really like Myers, dude, and I hope they sign him for like 16 to 20 mil. I mean, I really like him a lot, man.
I was at that game, bro. We were going nuts after that shit. I was right there. I was like, oh shit.
I'm sure Devontae would sacrifice some money, for Jacoby Myers to stay on the team.
Yeah,
dude, I hope. I mean, look at Malcolm Kuntz this year, dude. I don't know if you guys have seen on him yet in camp, but holy shit, dude. Malcolm Kuntz looked like he went to a whole nother level.
That's
Tyree Wilson
Max Crosby
too.
effect right there, man.
Yeah, Tyree Wilson too over there slapping the dog shit out.
That's the Max Crosby effect right there. He's driving everybody else to be like, yo, it's the same mindset, man. I'm telling you, it's gonna be.
Like this, yeah, I said like with Patrick Graham liked Clint Farrell, but Josh McDaniels didn't. He just got rid of him, and then Josh McDaniels wanted Tyree Wilson because he reminded him of Jason Seymour. And believe it or not, Tyree Wilson and Clinton Farrell are kind of like the same animal except for different size. You know, they're both run stoppers and they're pass rushers in the middle. Not really edge, but more pass rush.
Right.
You know, that's what Clinton Farrell was. He was not an edge rusher. And same with Tyree Wilson. You know,
yeah, and I agree with that. I do. And so what a lot of people say was like Cleveland Farrell was a bum, and I'm like, Cleveland Farrell was not a bum. He was just drafted in the wrong spot. That's how I really think. Like if Cleveland Farrell was like in the second or third round, he would have been different.
You should have got Josh Allen. If you want an edge rusher, you get Josh Allen, not Cleveland Farrell.
Yep. He was just that was John Gruden and Mayock right.
Yeah.
I'm gonna head off, guys.
This guy and
right,
that's
dude,
why like
yeah, sorry, I had work today, so I'm a bit tired. Back at 12:30 now.
Yeah, I'm gonna head out soon. I'm on the East Coast time, so it's
that's a 150-pound bag that fool just fucking cut down on the ground. Knock the shit out of that bag.
Yeah,
Malcolm here. Be looking nice, bro. Malcolm's gonna look nice.
I can't wait, man. I can't wait.
Yeah.
We're gonna do a video on Gardner and his fucking throwing the ball at people's knees. He's
I was about to say or behind the receiver.
Dick
you saw that
man.
behind the receiver?
Look at Christian. Look at dude. This ball, I'm telling you, Malcolm.
Yeah, bro. They're gonna be super hungry. But I'm about to head out of here too because I'm on the East Coast time, so I'm
all right, man.
Yeah, I'm tired.
All right, man. Have a good night. Appreciate you showing up, dude.
Yeah, no, I appreciate that. Yeah, I appreciate you, man.
Bye time.
All right, man.
Hell yeah.
Later.
Peace, man.
Later, man.
So you have anything you want to talk about?
No, that's all I could think of so far. You know, like we were saying before, I know some people can say, yeah, it's not the right pick. You know, people may not put the picks at the right time, but if it's effective, it's effective. I mean, Clint Farrell, I didn't think he was a bum or anything too, and I don't think that Tyree Wilson is a bum. I thought we could still get him by trading down if we really want him that bad, but you know, it is what it is. It doesn't matter what happens. Consequences happen, good or bad, you know. And I don't think we're bad on defense. I think we're pretty good on defense, except for we'll have to see what the corner position is. Who's going to be our number 2 corner? You know, that's just going to be the biggest question in the preseason.
That is facts. That is facts.
Yeah.
No, I mean, I think there's a lot of questions to be asked. I mean, shoot, I still think there's a lot of things left out there. So, I mean, like I said, we'll keep looking. We'll keep drilling, man. We got a lot to go. We got OTAs. Then we're going to take a break for a minute. Then we'll head to camp. Then we'll go back into the preseason. I mean, everything's coming so quick, man. So either way, but long story short, I mean, if you don't have much more to talk about, I don't got much more to talk about. So do you want to talk about
there was one topic?
Actually, you do. You got your topic right here, right?
Yeah, I say that this could be an interesting topic. And now I'm not going to say that Devonshire is going to defeat Bennett. You know, MJ going to bet. I think his name's Jacoby and Bennett. But the way he didn't play, you know, when a guy doesn't play, they got to have an insurance. So, you know, but there's other DBs too that we don't know of that are going to play in the preseason. They're going to fight for a spot. And like I said, Devonshire could be maybe a 4th corner, or, you know, I don't think we're going to have more than 5 corners, or he'll be a practice squad corner. You know, it depends. And Bennett could either be practice squad or he could be cut, you know. You know, and people, and it was kind of crazy how we said in our Discord, guys, what about Bennett? He didn't do nothing. He didn't earn any respect, but he could turn around, maybe. There's always could be, but we don't know for sure. You know, we just have to see in the preseason, will he play better than last year, or will he just falter, you know? Because like Matt didn't say, the guy who wants it the most is going to get the job.
That's facts. And look, I've said it, dude, about Gardner and other people and their conversations. I said, listen, you can look at Gardner however you want, but this is the facts, dude. Okay, you can look at Gardner like fucking Amik Robinson. Okay, and this is how you look at it. Aiden O'Connell is Amik Robinson. Amik Robinson was here for what, 3-4 years? Fucking 3-4 years. I hated the fucking guy. I kept saying every year, man, oh, this guy got to get off. Someone's got to beat this dude for this spot. And what happened? We try out a bunch of people. You'd get some good people like Sam Webb, all these dudes, but nobody was good enough to take him from his spot. You know why? Because they were all played just like him. They were not better than him. So if they're not better than him, why would they give up the spot? And that's why he held that position for as long as he did. And that's exactly what's going to happen with Aiden and Gardner. Gardner can't be just as good as Aiden. Gardner has to be better than Aiden, man. Like, that's just straight facts, or else he's not going to get that spot. And I don't care how people think or believe or not. That's going to be the facts, dude. If you sit here and see how we have ran it in the past and other people, he's going to have to be better. Can't be just as good. He has to be better. So. And that's why I'm gonna just say it. I've said it. I'm all about going and getting the Hendon, and I'm all about whoever can win this. Devonshire is most likely going to make the roster. I've said he's a top RAS score player, dude. He's most definitely going to make the team. Guys like him that score that high do not end up not making the NFL. I mean, just go back and look at the top RAS scored players in the past years and see where they're at. They're all in the NFL. So, and I'm not saying all of them. So I want someone to be like, well, this guy, I don't, but fucking high majority of them are. So, like I've said, I mean, I think Tom Telesco knocked this draft out of the park. I think it's one of the best drafts we've had in multiple, I mean, fucking easily 10, 15 years. I mean, I'm just going to be honest, just looking at the straight overall talent of this draft, I don't think we've even done it. Hey, enough. I don't think we've had any type of this draft. I've said the only draft that doesn't really have as much sense behind it right now is the Glaze pick. But outside of that, every fucking pick had massive fucking add to the team, dude. I mean, when you look at you look at fucking Dylan, you look at Taylor, you look at Richardson, Powers, Bowers. I've just said the only one that would be questionable to anybody would just be the Darmar Glaze pick. But I've said he's got all the potential, and if people even knew, I've brought this up before because I actually posted it on my deal about because people get stuck in names all the time, or how people bring up how people are or how people view them. But there's a deal here I posted a while back where I said when they got Powers and him, that we probably got two really good fucking players, because if you look right here, Delmar Glaze was ranked the 6th best, highest career pass blocking grades in all of college, and Powers was the fucking number 1. So when people sat and said like, "Oh, that pick didn't make sense," well, they just don't know. They don't know because they're just dumb. But the pick, it made plenty of sense. Like, yeah, I get it. At the 3rd pick, or 3rd round, did it make a lot of sense? No. But again, if people were paying attention to the way offensive tackles were coming off the board, if you didn't pick them at the time, he would have been off of the board. Now let's look at the names on the board. You have Jackson Powers, very high, dude. We got him. Then you look at fucking Dominic. That's another high name, which went off the board. You have Cooper Beebe, which I had him projected us in the 2nd round for every single mock draft we did. Then you're looking at Paul. Then you're looking at Olua, fucking, and then Glaze. Then look, Joe Alt, Matt Lee, fucking JC Latham. There's big names on here after, and he's still above them. So people can sit here and fucking look past it all they want. His stats are better than those motherfuckers' stats, and that's fact. So there's nothing that some dude's opinion gonna say. The stats say that dude got a very high grade out of all these big name motherfuckers. So if he comes to this team and he earns that spot, legitimately, in the battle, then he gets the fucking spot. I keep trying to say, why do people just feel that every spot's solidified? I've said there's really only 2 people spot on this roster that's solidified, and that's his name's Max and Devontae. I mean, that's it. So if anybody else believes that anybody else has it, they're just crazy, dude. I mean, I said, just like I said earlier on the show, the quarterback position is wide the fuck open. So why wouldn't you try to challenge it with every best player? Look at Pittsburgh, dude. Pittsburgh's at a point in their career as an organization where they're like, hey, we really don't have the quarterbacks here, dude. But they weren't afraid to go out and get 2 big fucking names out of there. One that's a young guy and one that's a veteran guy. And they put them both on their roster. And that's not something Pittsburgh does. But they know, they're like, hey, if we don't get a quarterback here, we're not going to be as successful as we've been with our defense. We still need someone to score fucking points. So we've had Roethlisberger here for years. So that's why I'm saying good organizations will get to the point where they'll give up what they need to get the players that they need there. And I'm just saying the Raiders, dude, outside of these 2 quarterbacks, that you really have nobody. I mean, if we're just being honest, Gardner ain't done shit, and neither has Aiden. So that's just plain and simple facts. And neither has Hendon Hooker, dude. But my point is, let them all go. It's like this. Go out to a bunch of dogs that ain't ate, throw a piece of fucking meat down, and whoever is the hungriest going to get that piece of meat, dude. Like, that's straight facts. And then he ain't going to let no one else eat that piece of meat. That's what happens when you fucking are hungry and you want to fucking survive, dude. Like, you're not just going to stand back and just let people take your shit. You're going to be like, fuck you, I'm going to eat this shit. And you're going to stand back and you try to get in here and I'm going to beat your ass. Like, that's how real life shit goes down. So if you bring these 3 dudes in, man, they're not connected in friendship, things of these factors. Do they know each other, relations? Yeah, they all play football. Of course, they're going to have some type of relation across the board at some point. But at the end of the day, nope, he's most definitely gonna come here to take that job from Aiden or fucking Mitchell. So he don't want to sit behind Goff, and he don't get the chance to take Goff's job. So good luck with that one. Yeah. Richardson was the 2nd top RAS, but Devonshire was top 15. That's facts, dude, and that's why I said the whole pick with not getting Mitchell didn't hurt us as much, because the number 1 fucking RAS scored player was Quentin Mitchell, and the number 2 fucking highest scored RAS scored player was fucking Decamerion Richardson. So, and we got him. But anyway, I mean, like I said, we got a lot. This draft was a great draft, dude. We got a lot of talent here. Now it's time to just go to work and put it together. Find out who the quarterback is. But if we're sitting here talking about like post June 1st, and who would we want? I mean, I would love to see them go after Hendon Hooker. I'm just dead ass serious. I'd love to see it. I would advocate for it, to be honest with you. I mean, I don't fucking care if the Giants want him. Fuck the Giants. We want him, like straight up. So I don't really care. But I don't know. You have anything else you want to add? If not, I'm off here, man.
That's all I can think of so far. Just those 2 DB positions. It's like I said, it's interesting that the Raiders have drafted 2 corners, and I've said this before. They're making a reckoning on, and it's Patrick Graham probably saying it more.
And they signed the one in the UDFA, so they got three good corners, and the corner they got in the UDFA, they paid him good money too. So he most definitely probably making the team.
Yeah, could be interesting.
Hell yeah. So I guess we'll see you guys all. We're going to probably bounce out right now, and then we'll catch you guys all on Monday. I think we'll probably do another live on Monday, like always, and then go from there. But I really do appreciate everybody in the chat, everybody that showed up here tonight, man. Really do appreciate all of you guys. And outside of that, I always say stay safe, don't drink and drive, man. Raider Nation for life, and we'll catch you on the next one.
Later, everyone.
Peace.